Hi, I hope you found the previous video useful where I took you through the step-by-step installation of TensorFlow serving on your local machine. In this tutorial, we're going to do the same with a Docker. So it has a Docker file that has most of the installation of all the libraries that we already did, and it would help us create a Docker container. So you can skip many of the steps that we did in the previous section. If you're new to Dockers, don't worry about it. I will start the installation from the very scratch so that it would be easy for you to follow. If you're already used to Docker, I guess this tutorial will be a little bit more easier for you. Having said that, I'm going to repeat a few things which I said in the previous video, just in case you're starting with this video. We are building a platform, a marketplace for deep learning models, a place where developers can host their deep learning model. We're trying to create a marketplace for that. And we have forked the open source TensorFlow serving framework, and we have made slight modification to suit our platform. So this tutorial will cover how to install our version of TensorFlow serving in your local box. If you can provide us with a client file and the saved model file for TensorFlow serving, we can host the models for you. And depending upon how useful the model is, if other people uses your model, you get to make money based on the consumptions. And this is a good way to learn about deep learning, which is pretty big right now. So we'll just get started with the installation of Docker. Please feel free to comment on the YouTube channel or anywhere with any questions you may have. I will try to reply. I'm trying to code together a discussion board for the website. I'll be deploying that code soon, probably by the end of the week. And if you have any questions, you could post it there. So yeah, let's get started with the installation. So first thing is we already covered installing using just a straightforward Linux. Next is the Docker section. So first we need to install Docker in our local machine. So let's just click that link. This is the TensorFlow serving using Docker. There are two links. This for OS X and then you have for Ubuntu. It took us to the Enterprise Edition. I'm more comfortable with the Consumer Edition, so I'm gonna go to that one. Prerequisites. Docker Consumer for Ubuntu. Yeah, I'm gonna install this one. So you can use either of the versions. For testing it, for our purpose, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna install update first. I'm gonna run the update command, install a few packages that are needed, let that run. I'm gonna install a few of the packages that are needed. Let me just clear the screen. I'm gonna add the key. All right, let it finish the installation and then I'm gonna add the key. So just to reiterate, I hope you saw the previous video. This entire video would focus on getting TensorFlow serving installed in your local machine and just run an inception model and try to understand a picture, try to inference a picture like a picture of a cat or a dog. So this will take you through the entire steps. If you follow the steps in parallel, you'll be able to run it in your local box. Let the installation get done and we will proceed. Some of the installation takes a long time, so during those time I might just edit out those parts of the video. This is not too long, so I'm going to keep it, but maybe the later sections there could be installation that takes way too long. So just to have, keep the video short and not too much, not for you guys to just stare at the screen for a long time. When the installation gets really long, I might just, pause the recording or edit it out in the final section. We'll see. The installation is over, at least for this. quite, took a while, but it's okay. Next we add the key. The installation of this is pretty straightforward. We don't have to dwell too much into that. This is just getting the Docker into your local machine. So mine is AMD 64. So I'm going to install that. All right, great. Great, I've added that. Now I need to run the update once again. And then I can install it. So once that is installed, I can go through the rest of the steps. So this is a Docker file that I have already uploaded. It's there on the website. So there are two files here under Dockers, under Tools. There is one file for the GPU and there's one file for the CPU as well. This is forked from the open source framework. It would be under our section, which is like Simple Intel. You can find it at both the places. Like if you go to My Profile, Serving, if you go to Tools, you will be able to, TensorFlow Serving, Tools, Docker, yeah. Under the Simple Intel section, you will find all these files as well. So this would be maintained by us. So just in case any updates needs to be made. There are two files, one for CPU and one for GPU. We need the one for CPU for our purpose of testing. If you're using a GPU, you can use the other one. But in this tutorial, I'll be covering the CPU section. So I'm going to copy this file over. So let me just call it Docker. I'm going to save that. Then I'm going to run this command. So instead of this, I will have something like this guy. Just copy that to your local machine and just run it. This might take a while to set up everything because all the installation that we went through in the previous section is going to happen right now. So this might take a while. So until that time, I don't want you guys to share the screen. So I'm going to pause the recording for till this installation gets over. I will resume the recording once this is done. And once that is done, I will take you through the rest of the steps on, getting the inception model running on your local machine and doing an inference on an image. So let's just pause for some time till this gets done. It's going to take maybe, 10 minutes or so, 10-20 minutes. And oh, no permission, great. When something goes wrong, I don't want to pause it because I want you guys to see it. So I'm going to do a sudo because the same bug could happen in your machine, and I want you guys to see the troubleshooting live. Hopefully this fixes it, the sudo, and once it starts, I will pause the recording for reasons I already mentioned, and then we will go into how you can run the image on your local machine. Run the Inception client on your local machine and do an inference on an image. So I hope it is getting started. It is, as you can see, it is getting built. So let I'm gonna pause this for some time till it finishes building, and I will resume the video once that is done.